What's up guys, AliPlays123 back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be painting Zomatle from KS Galaxy TCG. So, let's just get straight into it. For Zomatle, it is going to be a very simple paint job. He doesn't have a whole lot going on. As you can see in the card, he just has brown and orange. So that'll be very easy. And then for the base, on the top part of the base, or the stand, I'm going to paint it this yellowish color. And then the rest of the sides will be black. So that is the plan. Now for the brown, that we're going to start with the brown. And to do that, I'm going to first do a base coat of dark brown. And I'm going to use dark brown first because I want to get a good dark color on the base of Zomatle. And then I'm going to go through with a lighter brown dry brush to highlight the top areas. And that'll just add a lot of depth to the creation. Alright, so here is the Zomatle after the second coat of dark brown. As you can see, it makes a huge difference to do more than one coat. To be honest, I actually did, probably about 3 coats, maybe 4. I really just did 2 coats. Then I went through areas that still weren't fully covered with another coat. And so some of it is 2, 3, 4 coats. But yeah, looks really good. And then I also got the underside as well, which, as I've said before, you won't be able to see under there. So any parts that aren't covered with brown paint yet, that's fine, because when it's like this, you won't see it under at all. So yeah, but it's now time to add on the light brown. So for this, I want to be able to see some of the dark brown below. And as you can see on the card, that is pretty prevalent. It's sort of like splotchy where the light brown is. And so I want to try and keep that design choice in mind. And so to do that, there are 2 options. And the first one is pretty reliable. It's dry brushing. You just take a brush, get the paint on it, and then brush off a bunch of the paint until there's very little paint left. And then you just go back and forth really fast. And that can work, but I think the best way to get this splotchy look on it is to use this. Some of you might not know what this is. It is just a makeup sponge, but it's perfect for adding on paint, especially when you're adding on a lighter tone or a lighter color over a darker color. I normally do this when I'm making like skin tones. If you've seen my other channel, Zombie Side Up, where I sculpt on there and then paint and everything, I have made a couple sculptures that have needed some different variations in skin tone, and so this is perfect for that. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to just get some paint on it and dab it around, and we'll see how that looks. I am going to want to layer some slightly lighter brown, then some light brown, some lighter brown, just different shades all around, just to really make it pop. And then of course I'm going to keep this dark brown in here at just a dark brown. I'm not going to make that lighter. So let's hope this works, and let's get into it. This turned out amazing. I love that paint job. And what's great about it is it definitely highlights the edges really well. because when you're dabbing it, it has a really high chance of hitting the edges, the corners, and then, you know, it can sometimes spill over a little bit. You can see that here. And so the corners get highlighted very well, and then there's some splotchy, different stone colors all about, but that is really good. So we are nearing almost the end of painting Zomatle. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to go through on my own and paint all of the legs, eyes, and cracks white. That's just, you know, boring stuff. It's tedious. So I'm gonna get that done, so then I can add in the orange. And there it is with white and all the cracks, the eyes, and the legs. So this will be a perfect base for the orange, and that means it's time to get the orange on there. Alrighty guys, so I went through and put on an initial layer of the dark orange over all of the parts where they need to be orange. And so now what I need to do is I'm going to put on a just coat of orange over all of this. Then I'm going to put some yellow and just kind of swirl it in there. Alright, and there we go. So I went through and did another coat of the orange. I tried to get all of the white spots filled in with the orange, and I think it looks really good on the top. And then for the legs, I went through, added in all the yellow and orange, and tried to give it that sort of lava effect, but it not too bright, not too contrasting, and just I wanted it to all blend together and have a really good color to it. So I think that matches pretty close to the real card. But yeah, as you can see, I have marked out on the eyes where I want the pupils to go. I think this will look good on the card. It looks like the Zomatle is looking up, and that's why the pupils are touching the top of the eyes or touching the eyelids. But on my card, or on my sculpture, I have his eyes in a way that makes it look like he's facing forward. So that's just why it looks a little different, but it should still look amazing once it's done. Then once we're done with the eyes, we'll be completely done with Zomatle. All we'll have to do is do the stand. Alright guys, so I officially have finished painting Zomatle, the stand and everything, and I went through and touched up any things that were, or any spots that were a little messed up, not perfect yet, and so he's looking really, really good. And so now it's time for the resin. So for the resin, I'm going to make a orange resin using, I have some orange dye here, and you put the orange resin on the legs and in the cracks. And then because I don't want the eyes to lose the sort of black color in the pupils, I'm just going to use clear resin. So that's the plan. I'm going to start with the orange resin, then I'll move to putting some clear resin on the eyes, and then we'll be all done with Zomatle. Alright, so the eyes are done, and now I'm going to turn this resin orange. And here it is, Zomatle from Chaos Galaxy TCG. I think this turned out amazing. The resin on the legs, eyes, and in the cracks really pulls it all together. It adds in that perfect lava shine that I would assume would be on Zomatle if it were a real creature. And so yeah, I am honestly really glad to have sculpted this for my 10th episode of Sculpting the Chaos and of Painting the Galaxy. It is a really cool creature design. And so shout out to Mushmallow for designing such a cool creature. But now that this is done, that means there are more creatures on the horizon, possibly more resources, attachment, activators, planet cards, maybe combiners. I have a lot of things I would love to make, and so definitely make sure to watch out for that. I will also begin the process of working on turning all of my sculptures into edited pictures. I have now officially finished Gehenna and Koruku. I've also updated my Kraka Beast of the Night Jungle one to give it a better chance of getting into, if there ever is one, another Creators of Chaos, because obviously I would love to see these guys in card form. And so yeah, I think this one is definitely going to look amazing, and overall, it is a really cool creature. So let me know what you think about it down below in the comments. Also, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.